Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the newest episode of the Urban Renaissance Man podcast. I know I have not done a show here in months, actually. Your boy's been busy. I'm actually off at college right now. I'm at that's where I'm broadcasting from, the historic Texas A&M University. You understand? So I'm out here in Texas, man. Hell, in school. School is rough. It's hard. A lot of work. So I haven't really had time to do the show, but I'm gonna make time. So I will be doing the show once a week now again. I'm not sure which day, but I will let y'all know. Probably on Fridays, to be honest. So every Friday, a show will be coming from the Urban Renaissance Man for y'all to listen to and chop up some game with. Um, I just want to do a show, man, just to talk and just to get some stuff off my chest. I have not done one in a long time, so if you're listening to this video, thank you. I want to do that first. Say thank you to all my loyal listeners who still tune in after months of not hearing shit from me. I thank you for that. You understand? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Hell, today I am going to talk about why intersectionality is terrible for the black community. And I want to first start off by giving the definition of what I think intersectionality is and what people, tend to tend to give it the name or the definition of. So, typically, to me, intersectionality has been trying to intersect black issues with issues of others, such as the LGBT community, immigrants, you know, all these different other movements that we have going on, okay? Trying to, criminal reform, stuff like that. Trying to intersect issues that black people have specifically with issues that that deal with sometimes other groups and not just black people. So, prime example, intersectionality, they'll try to say, well, hey, we're going to solve the problem of racism and sexism, or racism and classism, or racism and another ism. Okay? And the reason why I say this issue or this thing has been detrimental to the black community is because every time folks start talking about intersectionality, the focus always gets shifted from the black agenda to other stuff. So, prime example, we'll be having a conversation about racism, and then we'll go into, LGBT rights. And the focus and the narrative always shifts from black people and the issues black people have to other groups, right? Prime example, just recently with the guy, is it Jesse Smollett, uh, the brother who was attacked up in Chicago, they were trying to shift the attack from being a racial attack to a homophobia attack. You understand? So now they're trying to say the attack is not only an attack against black folks, which really is what it is. It was a racial attack, a hate crime. And now they're trying to shift it to a crime against gay people. You understand? So what ends up happening is they they get black people riled up, right? Or get us on a movement thinking that it's going to benefit us, such as, our issues that pertain to black people. And then it's like a bait and switch. They switch to other stuff. And now you start including all these other groups in the stuff that was originally for black people. So what happens is when you do that, now since you're including all other groups, you also have to include them in the sharing of the resources that's gained from these movements. So lots of times, many of these movements, people donate millions of dollars to help and try to erase some of these things. And what ends up happening is black folks don't see none of that money. We don't see none of that damn money. It's some white group, some group of white women who are LGBT or who talk about sexism or some women's right group that gets all that money and pockets it to themselves, and black folks don't see shit. And also, when it comes to intersectionality, my main issue with intersectionality really, not only that, is that it takes black folks' focus off other black people. So when you hear black folks start talking about this intersectional message, all of a sudden they start trying to align themselves with these other groups. So they'll put, let's say you have a black person, correct, who's already a victim of racism, white supremacy, who's a minority, all those things, and let's say that black person is also gay. What'll happen with this intersectional movement is that black folks will start putting their sexuality or their beliefs before their blackness. And then when it comes time to come to the table to talk about things that black people are going to get or to put their blackness first, they start talking about all this other shit. Oh, well, what about LGBT? What about feminism? What about this? What about that? When the message or the focus should be, let's unite all black people under blackness, you know what I'm saying, and empower us that way instead of subdivide us into all these other groups. Because let's be honest, when it comes to other groups, like for example, white people who are gay, who are feminists, who are whatever, even though they believe in some of these other things, they still put their whiteness first. I'm gonna give you a prime example. In the LGBT community, there's some gay clubs and gay things that black folks can't even go to. So you have racism within these communities. And you have all these dumb Negroes talking about, what about LGBT? What about this? What about that? When you should be putting your blackness first. That's what you should put first. That's what supersedes all things. All that other shit comes later. You understand? And that's what fucks us up a lot of times is we put that shit first. And then when it comes time to get benefits, they are tangibles. The shit goes to LGBT motherfuckers when it really should be going to black folks. So this is why I say black folks have to put their blackness before any of that stuff. You should be black first. And that's how we're going to get on one accord. And we're only going to do, in order to get on one accord or get on code, so-called, we all have to have a certain mindset. And we have to act a certain way when dealing with each other and when dealing with other groups. You understand? And if we have that same mindset collectively, I'm not talking about on a, individual basis. It's okay to deal with other groups individually. But I'm saying on a collective basis, we all have to have the same mindset as to how we're going to treat each other and how we're going to treat other groups. And until we do that, black people are not going to be empowered collectively as a group. And you will never see black people receive things such as reparations or some type of tangibles that will help the black community collectively. So that's my soapbox today, man. I'm trying not to get riled up, but that's what I gotta say, man. Because this is an important topic, and I think these things should be talked about and discussed. And you have a lot of Negroes out here, especially on Twitter, who talk and push this intersectional message when it should, and what that only does is it subdivides us. It divides black folks up when we should be all together as a collective. That's the only way we're gonna do. That's the only way we're gonna get things done. Because politicians and folks in power, they can, basically use to their advantage, or manipulate the fact that black people are subdivided, and then it's just a divide and conquer thing from there. They divide you up and they conquer you one by one, and black folks don't get shit. But when we all came together and got on code and got on one accord, we could demand certain things from these politicians in exchange for, let's say, our vote. Okay, and this is how we receive tangibles as a group. So this is something that we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna start realizing and getting smart instead of being politically ignorant or dumb. So that's my soapbox for today, man. Like I say, I am going to start doing YouTube videos more often every week. We're actually also coming out with a talk show, a like a vlogcast, or like a vlog slash podcast, to where me and a couple of my homeboys, we're gonna just talk about different shit and have a good time and laugh and be entertaining. So look out for that. That is coming. I will give you all details about that probably later. But yeah, don't forget, man, to follow the show at the Urban Renaissance Man on Instagram. And if you have any questions, you can email me at the Urban Renaissance Man podcast at gmail.com. Anyway, man, I'm about to get out of here. Y'all have a good one, and I'm out.